If I'm out looking for a new car, I'm going to ask my friends, like, hey, is the Mazda any good? Is the Honda any good? Should I get a Prius? The thought was, if we could recreate that in this kind of digital scape that we've created at Facebook and do so in like an authentic way, then there's the potential to multiply the effect at tremendous scale.
And it turns out that the presence of media and advertising actually results in more openness, more sharing, more communication than if it was absent.
So a lot of the design that's gone into the units that we do now have on the homepage and else around the site is making them kind of integrate as seamlessly as possible into the rest of the site.
Let's treat advertisers and marketers as first-class participants in the social graph that we're creating.
So we came up with this concept of engagement ads.
These are a set of ads that are designed to take advantage of what was already going on the site and make it better. There's events, there's commenting, there's GIFs, there's polling. Embedding these actions directly into the ad, and by also showing a set of your friends who have already done this very thing that we're asking you to do. We roughly saw a 10x increase in the rate of response. And so this viral spread, reaching someone who now is an engaged person that opted into learning more, is sharing this with their network in pockets and pockets, and that grows, that virality of something that only Facebook offers.
We gained about 130,000 fans overnight. It was a one-day engagement ad, 130,000 fans overnight. Over the next week, we added another 50,000 on just through the viral extensions of it. Of course, the side benefit of building that relationship and having a great relationship with your fans, who are ultimately customers, is that increased loyalty.
We ran an event ad on Facebook for World AIDS Day, and it was incredible. We had 950,000 people raise their hand and say, yes, I'll be there. I think it's really effective because it's part of the content experience that people have on Facebook. They can interact with it. They can actually participate. You know, we can have these shared ideals with our customers, and that's very powerful. Now that that set of users has fanned your page in response to that ad they might have seen, like, the sky's the limit in terms of what you can do with that page. You can install apps, you can post pictures, you can post videos, you can run polls. The value is that we can get our story out in a very meaningful, relevant, authentic way. 1.8 million human connections that we have. The really cool thing about it is, like, all this activity that's happening on your page gets broadcasted via their newsfeed.
We see people who are willing to take content that may be marketing in nature and pass that around.
So while we have 200 million users, you know, God knows how many connections we have between those users. It is not just one to many, but it's many to many. And you don't have that same sense in traditional online advertising.
The conversations are happening with or without the brand's participation.
When you step back and look at the audience and the growth, it's undeniable, you know, the opportunity that exists within Facebook. What you've got to do is you've got to get out there.
Now, again, I apologize because there are always US examples, but even from my time in Poland working in some small brands, I think it was Maxwell, you know, they were able to get 40,000 fans to their page in one day. And you know, I will keep bleating this word platform. And we've had a lot of discussions here around how do we increase the spend of digital in Romania. Now, I can tell you now, when Starbucks changed the logo on their fan page to that of the global red charity in the Global AIDS Day across 17 countries, that wasn't about selling more coffee. That was PR. That money for that campaign would have come from their PR department because they understood they were able to project their communication that way. When they did the gifting ad, the event ad around driving people for when you buy a coffee, you get a new blackberry or blueberry muffin, new flavor. That's new product launch. It wouldn't have just come from your digital marketing spend. You know, when Howard Schultz goes on his sustainable coffee farmers trips and he posts the videos and the images, again, that isn't about selling more coffee. That's about brand values. It is about PR and it is about perception. As you go forward, you're going to see more and more that the various different departments that are doing stuff, maybe on TV or press, are able to exist on Facebook. So this is where we've come from. Now, we have to ask this question. Does anybody know what this is? First banner. And if we're honest, okay, as much as I love the internet, not a lot has changed in the 15 years or so that this was introduced. No, the internet hasn't really fully delivered on what it said it would. So we're now moving towards a different area, this engagement. And what you're going to find is within the engagement of Facebook, all we're taking is the everyday actions that people are doing on the platform. Liking a brand, RSVPing to an event, or a poll ad, or commenting on something, and allow you to place your brand in the middle of that. But we're also finding now, as much as brands can engage consumers, the game changer for Facebook is that users engage each other. And again, this is all done by Nielsen Global Research, and this is just word-of-mouth advertising. The simplest, most primitive form of finding out about something that your friends like and they may be interested in, word of mouth at scale. There's only one difference in these two ads. And that is the one on the right-hand side will simply tell you automatically which of your friends have actually engaged with this brand already. And the research shows that this in itself will give a 68% increase in ad recall, 2x increase in message awareness, and 4x increase in purchase intent. This happens automatically on Facebook by powering the social graph across the entire platform. Be it the 2 million people in Romania, the 26 million people in the UK, or the 550 million people globally, just to see what your friends are doing organically and naturally has already proven it's huge. So quickly on to Facebook pages. This is the hub for your brand. I'm definitely not saying that you should use Facebook and nothing else. But what we are now seeing is that brands are using their Facebook page as the hub of everything they're doing. Their TV ad, they're also posting onto their Facebook page, but an extended version. Their press ads will have facebook.com/Pepsi.ro, so it drives it to their Facebook page. Their YouTube channel will also push content onto their Facebook page. Everything is collating in this one central area. Now the dilemma. Again, these are global, but there are local examples as well. The dilemma that what does a brand do when there's more people on their Facebook page than their own website? Okay? You've invested all that money, but all of a sudden you realize that microsites are great. I could be on a microsite every single second of the day, but none of my friends know what I'm doing. And we're seeing more and more clients and more brands are actually realizing that, hold on, we're pushing both, fine, but are we just completely copying the content when more people are actually on their Facebook page? And this requires marketeers to start thinking completely differently about how they're using Facebook. It's a huge dilemma. Finally, innovation. I don't know how long we've got, so I'll try to be as quick as possible. Give you a nod for time. Now, these are some things that already exist. Some of you may have seen them, some of you may not. So I'm going to go quite quickly and also give you some examples of what I've seen. So Facebook Connect, in the very early days. Well, you can go onto a website, you can click the Connect button in the corner, and automatically it takes your Facebook profile with you. Again, the most common example is with Barack Obama, where once you'd done this, there was a status update box where you could actually look at every single person's status updates, or you can just look at your friends who are also logged in at the same time. Very simple. Then we kind of moved on from Connect onto social plugins. Again, this is where you can simply make your own website social. From the back end, you can't really see any of the information yourself, but it allows you to make your website more relevant to people who come on board.
We all enjoy sharing opinions, recommendations, and links with our friends because it helps us feel connected to the information that we care about. Did you know that every month more than 25 billion pieces of information are shared on Facebook? And this is how it usually works. When someone clicks like, they're highlighting the things that are valuable to them and sharing that with their friends. And when all of this goes to your news feed, it's like you have a real-time, super customized window to the most valuable things on the internet. But we understand that many of the things people care about live outside of Facebook. So we wanted to create a way to bring your friends with you to other websites. So we created social plugins. Social plugins extend the things you love about Facebook to your favorite websites. All right, so this is how it works. Let's say you're logged into Facebook, but you check out a popular news site. It's kind of a bummer because before you would have to choose between the social experience of Facebook or the specialized information of a content site. Okay, well now if the website has a social plugin, you can take your Facebook friends with you and get both. Instead of having to comb through page after page or article after article to find something that catches your eye, now you can see what your friends have already enjoyed on a site. And with one click, you can share an article, video, or review with your friends. It's the content of the web, but with all your friends to share it with and to help you sort it out. When you start to see websites that are customized for you all over the internet, you might wonder if everyone else can see it. But it's not like that. Although you can see customized information on other sites, all the information lives on Facebook. And Facebook doesn't share your information with anyone through social plugins. And each person has full control of what they want to share. You're only sharing the information you want to, and you're only sharing it with the people you want to share it with. So, if you're logged into Facebook, you may start to notice a more customized and friendly experience on some of your other favorite sites. So just kick back and relax as you start to have a whole new experience on the web that is designed for you.
I think one of the best brands to ever do this, I know it's another video, but Levi's really took this to the next level. You know, I'll be honest and say that one of the things that Facebook does not do very well is communicate things like this out to a mass audience. You know, we try to tell marketeers, but users don't always see it. So sometimes the onus actually falls back onto the brand. And what's the brand actually going to do to explain how you're using their website? And Levi's took this into their own to do this.